Now, plenty was said this last weekend at our event about Epstein. Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being.
It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the Epstein client list. This has no effect on me whatsoever.
Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, is ready to reveal the truth of the client list, says insiders. So why are Republicans blocking her?
I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend.
Wow, you heard him, folks. MAGA influencer Charlie Kirk appears to have his balls in the hands of the Trump administration, because one of the biggest, most vocal mouthpieces of the MAGA right and about the Jeffrey Epstein files, even this weekend, as we'll see, is now saying that he's not going to talk about it anymore because he got a phone call, which I presume was a little bit of phone sex, between him and Donald Trump, and Trump told him to lay off. Now, my assumption is, I guess the administration sent out the talking points and maybe a little bit of cash under the table, like they did with the Russia stuff, like they did when they gave the folders of the Epstein files that turned out to have nothing in them. Because this is a pretty stark change from what Charlie Kirk was saying just the other day at his event, Turning Point USA, which turned out to be more like Turning on Trump USA.
It's Bongino or Bondi. He's not
Who
saying...
would you guys prefer, Bongino or Bondi? Okay, 7,000 to 0.
They want Dan. Of course, Dan. You know why? Because Dan understands MAGA. Dan's part of the MAGA movement. Dan's been an important piece of it and a mouthpiece for like really important ideas and an advocate and a fierce warrior.
And we'll circle jerk back to Charlie Kirk in a second here, but this thing has gotten so out of hand that you even have like mainstream like gaming culture streamers, YouTubers, and podcasters talking about this stuff and calling the people out who, honestly, you're not going to believe who else is saying, let's not talk about the Epstein files. But this here is Moist Critical. His name's also Charlie. He goes by Penguin Zero on YouTube. And he actually called out Cuomo and Stephen A. Smith for changing their tune and saying some outrageous things. I want to play this clip for you here, too.
There are people that are now just like writing it off as no big deal. Like, guys, can we get on to the next thing now? This is stupid. We're so hung up on this Epstein thing. I've never even heard of Epstein. Epstein? I don't even know how to say his name. I have no idea what any of this is about. All I know is there's no big deal. Like fucking goofball Stephen A. Smith recently had this to say about it.
It's really, really surprising that this matters. Of course, I think there's a list, but I don't know. I suspect, but I have no knowledge, nor do I care. It's Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out and enjoy myself. I'm getting ready to have a nice weekend. I can give a damn about the Epstein client list. This has no effect on me whatsoever. I have a life. I don't understand for the life of me why this matters so much to these. I'm talking about people losing it. They're crying on camera. They're talking about resignations. They're pissed off about everything. I'm like, really?
That's a fascinating perspective there, Stephen. I see you put on your stupid cap for this. That's very interesting. So it's no big deal to you that children were being by Epstein and all of his associates, many of those associates being very powerful political figures, that you don't understand why that would be like a big deal? Oh, but you're going out on Friday night to go eat fucking shrimp or something, so you're having like a great time. It doesn't affect you. What is even the point you're trying to make here? You're just implying that because you're about to go have like a nice Friday night, you have a life, thus you can't be bothered to care about these absolutely heinous crimes that other people seem to care about, that you don't understand why.
With all the stuff going on in this country, with all the power that you possess because of the cachet and the influence you have because of your connection to this administration, that's why you upset at Trump. I didn't blame Trump one bit for looking at them and saying, really? That really matters to you? That's really that important? Mm-hmm. Now, maybe he had a different reason for saying it, trying to be evasive or whatever. I don't know. But I do know this. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't going to affect the lives of over 200 to 300 million Americans. No. I think we'll be just fine without knowing whether or not there was really a client list. I think we'll be okay. It's unbelievable that this is a big deal to me. It really is.
Holy shit, Steven. You're like Superman. No, you're like an anime protagonist. What a hero with this take. It's unbelievable to Steven that anyone cares about children being and being upset that the people responsible aren't being thrown in jail for it. They're not facing any repercussions and they remain in power. He can't process why anyone would care about that.
I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine. We have escalatory action potentially being taken in Ukraine. and Russia. We have tons of announcements happening when it comes to NATO. But let me just say this again. Everyone knows my opinion about the Epstein thing, the messaging fumble. I would love to see the DOJ move to unseal the grand jury testimony. I think that would be a big win. I would love to see that. And I'm going to trust my friends, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, my friend Pam Bondi, all these guys. I'm going to Todd Blanche. I'm going to trust them to solve it. Ball's in their court. I think that there was plenty of, let's say, speeches that were directed towards this topic this last weekend. So we don't need to spend our valuable time on this program relitigating it.
Right, balls in their court and balls are directly down Kirk's throat, because it was reported that President Trump called Charlie Kirk Saturday to express his support for Bondi after being shown that clip that we watched earlier of Kirk seemingly supporting Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino over Bondi at Kirk's Turning Point USA conference. So it's fine. We know how he feels. We don't need to waste any more time on this, guys. Come on. Russia, Ukraine, the war that was supposed to be over in 24 hours. Let's talk about that. Why can't we talk about that? Why do we have to still talk about Epstein? I'll tell you why, Charlie. Or better yet, I'll let Ben Meiselas tell you why. Because remember Ghislaine Maxwell, who's still in prison? Well, yeah, this is happening right now.
It is an undisputed fact right now that Donald Trump is covering up his dark and sick past behavior. And there's a major development this week that's also explaining why Donald Trump likely directed Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche, his number 1 and number 2 at the DOJ, to say that the Epstein list doesn't exist and to shut down the investigation and to shut down the efforts to release the Epstein files. And that is the United States Supreme Court is getting ready to hear the final appeal opportunity by one of Donald Trump's former best friends, Ghislaine Maxwell, who sex trafficked for Jeffrey Epstein. She was convicted in connection with the trafficking and basically put in jail or prison for the rest of her life. She's appealing that conviction and that prison sentence, and now it's going all the way up to the Supreme Court. And according to the Daily Mail and other sources, she says that she's got the list, she's got the files, she wants to drop names, and she's willing and able and ready to do it, depending on if a deal can be worked out with the Trump regime and the Trump DOJ. So we need to follow what's going on in the Ghislaine Maxwell criminal appeal all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, is ready to reveal the truth of the client list, says insiders. So why are Republicans blocking her? Adam Cochran explains it as thus. Well, there you go. Maxwell is appealing to the Supreme Court. Sources who have spoke on her behalf to news outlets in the past say she's ready to share the Epstein list in exchange for a non-prosecution deal. She's signaling to Trump she's ready to talk, and if the Supreme Court appeal doesn't go her way, she'll release the trial unless something is worked out. This is likely why he is suddenly so desperate to bury the list. If the list is, quote, fake or doesn't exist, then Maxwell's trial was on false grounds and false pretext, and she'd be eligible for a retrial where a lot of evidence was thrown out. There is a genuine chance that she now may be able to walk as a result of Donald Trump saying that the Epstein list doesn't exist.
So that's it, right? That's the play. That's the plan for the MAGA playbook. All these people that care about these PDF files is just to let one of the most notorious sex traffickers that worked alongside Jeffrey Epstein to go free, because now you're saying that the evidence that was submitted in this trial was fake? Because Donald Trump says it's fake? Because he's on the fucking list? Man, Charlie, show us the financial disclosures. How much is Donald Trump paying you? Did you get some of his meme coin to sit here and say this? Did he promise you that over the phone call? What happened on that phone call? Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Miss me with all of this. This is absolute nonsense. And the people aren't buying it. Chip just made a video about all the blowback that's going on here. We had Jeffrey Epstein's brother on today's show, Breaking Points with Brian Shapiro, that we just got on the network. Huge, amazing show. We're really excited for you guys to see it. It'll be airing every weekday live on the channel. Shameless plug there, but this is insane, guys. I mean, now the MAGA mouthpieces are being shut up by the administration the same way the Jeffrey Epstein list has been apparently wiped from the face of the earth by the administration as well. Man, I really wish Joe Biden paid off our channel to say that the list didn't exist or anything, rather. This administration is beyond crazy, and it's just so insane to see these people still behind a known friend of Jeffrey Epstein, someone who wanted to have sex with his own daughter, someone who made passes at a 10-year-old girl on an escalator in his tower. I genuinely felt like them shifting over the past few days was like a turning point, and that maybe some of these people were salvageable. Or their morals were salvageable, rather, I should say. But I don't know anymore. I don't know. I think it's just going to get swept under the rug. I think they're going to buy it or whatever. This will blow over in a week. Trump's already trying to make it blow over by telling Charlie Kirk, by talking about Russia, Ukraine, even though he gave Russia 50 days before he imposes tariffs that will be paid by Europeans. And my God, Stephen A. Smith, what a fucking horrible take. You are a garbage human being. I used to like your show. I used to like your sports talk. And then you go on Andrew Cuomo, and fuck Cuomo, by the way, and you say that? You people are fucking horrible. You're trash. You're garbage. And frankly, the fact that any of these people have platforms is beyond me. It's not even censorship. It's just like, you don't get to have an opinion when this is how you act. So, hey, I guess, while you're down there in the comments letting me know all your thoughts and dropping a like and subscribing to the channel to get more news like this, why don't you also call your representative, specifically if they're a Republican, and just ask for money to not talk about Epstein? Just call them up and say, hey, I know this is a big problem for you. I know the administration is dealing with a lot with these Epstein things, and I was just wondering, why don't you refund some of my taxes? Or campaign donations? Why don't you take that money and instead of, getting it from the lobbyists, why don't you pay that to me and I'll be quiet. I'll shut up. I won't talk about Epstein. I won't talk about Epstein ever again. You just pay me, stipend, $500, $2,000 a week. Slip me the talking points and we're good to go, guys. Because that's what this fucking is. I don't see any other way of it being. Anyway, this has gone on for far too long. Thank you for listening to the rant again. Y'all are the best. We appreciate all of your support. We have a lot of new cool things coming down the pipe for you, including that show that I talked about. Thank you all for the support on the FIFA World Cup video. We appreciate the hell out of all of you. And like I said in that video, together, we can take back our country. We can fight these fascists, these PDF files, and get them the hell out of office and get them behind bars, because that's where they belong. And we will continue to do that with your support. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.